Friends, friends, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. The conversation Sarah and I are having is all around the health challenges. This has been a long going, what would you say, Sarah? Like a just a
It's been a series that we started in January, so it's been going on all
yeah.
year long.
Oh,
Different health challenges that are highlighted in the Essential Emotions book. So if you go to the health challenges section, that's where we're going with all of this. I mean, we always 100% go for our books. We always use our
yeah.
books.
We do. So, friends, today's episode is all about our mood. So, stay tuned. You're listening to the Essential Oils Scoop podcast. We're here to help you confidently using essential oils in your daily life. No fluff, just real talk and practical tips. Each episode brings you education, inspiration, and of course, our scoop of the day. Let's elevate your wellness one drop at a time. Okay, yeah, like I said, I'm super excited for this. Thank you, Sarah, for chiming in. We all have a mood, right? It ebbs and flows, it comes and goes. That's why we love using our essential oils for our emotions. Yeah, yeah. So glad you're here. So glad you're with us. We have two oils that we're going to highlight because if in all honesty, there's a lot of emotions here. There's a lot of underlining emotions that we could pivot to. So we've narrowed it down because guess what? By now you already have the book or the app. So if you're really loving this conversation we're having, you get to go to source. You get to read through it. You get to figure out what emotion is actually saying, "Hey, I would love some TLC right now." And you can go from there. So, in the emotional overview, because that's what it is. We get to give you the emotional overview. It states that mood challenges often bring a sense of inner heaviness, restless energy, or emotional flatness that can be difficult to name or manage. Are you human? Have you experienced that? Yes, 100%. These patterns may arise from suppressed emotions, prolonged stress, or unmet needs. Again, hi, hello. Like there's no shame here. You're so not alone. And I feel, and Sarah, I would love your input on this. I feel like depending on the season, depending on the week you're having, when it gets heavy, we like become that shell. Like we morph into this protective space that gets smaller and smaller, heavier and heavier. And the practice that I hope people do is getting into a habit and awareness of when it starts to feel like you're going inward. Because the sooner we can have that awareness around that, the sooner we can reach for our oils, reach for those practices that will bring us out of it in such a soft and gentle way, but in the correct way that we need to go. I would love your feedback on that, Sarah.
Well, I'm just thinking the whole reason why I started using essential oils was for my mood. Like I know a lot of people, it's all about their physical health. They had physical health challenges and they were tired of the results they were getting from modern medicine and modern uh, you know, answers to things, and they were sick and tired of it, and that's why they've gotten involved. But 100% for me, it was all about my mood, which I mean, it did affect my physical well-being, right? But like I truly got involved all because of my mood. So my gateway oils were, and I mean, if you've been listening to us long enough, you know what my gateway oils were. They were elevation and citrus bliss together. Like I use those
Mhm.
adamantly together, and citrus bliss and lavender for my sleep.
Mhm.
So when we're talking about mood, when we're talking about how oils can affect your mood, like you there's like science behind this too. Like there's like a whole bunch of
Absolute science.
science that goes into this whole thing, and studies. Oh my gosh, there's so many studies. Like I'm like, do you see me? I'm like I'm
I know
getting ready for
I'm
church.
not sitting back. I'm like up and
I'm like,
yes.
let's get into this because like there's so much that goes into this. And I want you to know as we discuss this, as Vicky and I plan this, um, we look at things and it's so funny because her and I are like, so what do you think we should, what parts? And then one of us will say what we think, and we're already on the same page. Like, I know that doesn't surprise some of you who know us more intimately, but like, we're always on the same page with this. And mood, our essential oils, like, have you ever just opened up your bottle? and tell me it does not affect you the minute you smell it, positive or negative, it affects you. You open up your bottle and you're like,
Triggers.
you're like, oh my gosh, that smells so good. Or you're like, nope. And when I say nope, you know what I'm talking about. And you're just not ready to deal with that emotions that are coming up with that oil. So don't do it, right?
Yeah.
Wait for later and let's get into the oils that make you feel happy because we got some good oils that are going to help you when you are in these deep moods. Or Vicky was talking about you're deep inside of yourself, you like, I'm a very social person. So when I am like feeling a little antisocial or don't want to leave or don't want to go do something, it immediately in my brain goes, okay, whoa, what's going on? What are you feeling? What's happening? Because I'm a very outgoing, extroverted, open personality. Like I love people. You know, some people they get around people and they get drained. Me, I
Hmm.
get around people and I get energy, like unbelievable spurts of energy. And I'm excited and I'm like ready to go. And like
Hmm.
even after I leave a party, I'm like buzzing. Like I'm like, what are we doing
It's like the
next? You know?
Energizer Bunny where you have that battery pack and it's just like, whoop. That's what you experience.
Give
Hmm.
me a crowd of people and I'm like, oh, this was so much fun. And like as a child, put me in a room by myself and I'm like crawling the walls. So I know for me, if I start going, oh, I just want to be in a room by myself for a little while, I have to check in. I have to do a mental health check and go, are you okay? What are you going through? What are some of the emotions? What are some of the moods? Because I know, because when I first found oils, I know I was in a deeply deep pressed state and didn't realize it. And now that I understand and I understand emotions and I've done so much studying, my husband jokes and says I should have a PhD in emotions because like I've done so much research and so much work on this. Um, I know that if I'm starting to go into that, oh, I need my space, I need some time alone, I know that like I need to do a check-in. So, are you
Hmm.
that way? Like, do you I'm asking our listeners, do you know what you are? Do you know if being around people gives you energy or if it kind of depletes your energy? Do you know your mood? Do you know your mood during certain times of the year? Like seasonal affective disorder can be a
Hmm.
problem for some people. It is for me,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Dr-
Your cycle.
Dreary gray days, your
Oh,
cycle. Oh
yeah.
my gosh, your cycle has so much to do with mood and your hormone fluctuations and everything. But do you know yourself enough to like know where you are at and what that mood
Hmm.
should look like for that time of month, for that season, for your social environment? Like, do you know yourself enough?
And no shame, but I think more than 70-80% of women would say, actually, like if I'm being honest with myself, no. The beauty is that it's not too late to start learning and start figuring that out because unfortunately, it is not cookie cutter. We all, as a woman, we all wish it was so we could figure out what box and what checklist we could do to help with XYZ. But I am 110% in agreement with what Sarah said. I didn't start because of the emotions. I started with lemon, my kidney story, you know, but I have stuck around more because of the emotional support than the physical. They're both amazing. Don't mishear me, please. But the emotions on a daily basis have saved me more times than I can share with you.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
No, yeah, I
Uh-huh.
100% agree. Like,
Mhm.
I reach for my oils for physical issues as they come up. But let's be honest, when you're living a healthier lifestyle, those things don't come up as often anymore.
Mhm.
When you are doing preventative self care for yourself, of taking care of certain things that are a problem for you with your health issues, and if you're living a pretty healthy lifestyle, I got to tell you, I like health wise, I don't really get anything anymore too
Mhm.
much, right? Like, and
Mhm.
I've learned over the time and learning what my body needs and where it responds to. Like, I know what to give myself for a sore throat, right? Like I have this cute little bottle right here. I just took some earlier, and it's got a little blend in there of my cute little bottle. I love this stuff. Um, it's a blend that a doctor told me about of what to put in it. And every time my throat feels scratchy, that goes in, right? But when we're talking about mood, what do you do to stave off the mood that's, if I feel like a scratchy throat for my sore throat, let's say, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your trigger to know that your mood has changed? What's your trigger to know? And I really want you to think about like, what is that trigger for you? When do you know your mood is in jeopardy?
And that's a good question to pose to our listeners. So, for an example, isolation, disassociation, okay? Um, what's the word? When like did the well, disassociation for sure, for but like the desire level, like if it was a meter, your desire to do anything, that meter is like, right? Feeling more lethargic, maybe having more digestive issues out of nowhere. You're like, I just ate the normal thing. Why is my digestive system wonky? Some of
Or
those are,
on the opposite spectrum of you're more keyed up, you're more angry, you're more quick to get
yeah.
frustrated, quick to anger. Like, do you know what these little mood shifts are? Do you know what your trigger is? Just like I know when I get a scratchy throat, I need to reach for this, right? What do
Mhm.
you know? Do you know yourself enough to go, okay, my mood feels a little off. What's the oil I'm going to reach for? And do I reach for this oil when my mood is off? Like, it's the same way as like that scratchy throat, right? Like I know my scratchy throat's coming on. I need to use this. I want you to think about what is your go-to oil when your mood feels slightly off, and let's get into that because we're going to
Uh,
talk about my mood
yeah.
oil,
Let's
and I'm
let's
excited.
look deeper. Oh yeah. These again, I wasn't sitting back earlier, neither
I
was
know I'm
Sarah,
like
because these are
jumping. I'm like
just
ready
so
to go.
freaking good. They are so freaking good. And we're not magicians. We're just like very excited. So we are wanting to move you in. Yes, we're talking about this health challenge. We're talking about mood. There's a lot of emotional rooted emotions. Yeah. Okay. Just go with me here. You speak Vicky by now, right? If you're not new here, we're going to tap into despairing. Despair. Okay. There's two oils. Now, unfortunately, one is not available, but I think at least 30% of you listeners are blessed enough to have a bottle or have had the experience. So we're going to bring that up. And we're also going to bring up an oil that you still have access to. And it is so, so good. Both of them, like, they light us up. You need to get on YouTube, guys. We're like, I talk with my hands, Sarah talks with her hands. The facial expressions are real. Like, friends, we would love the subscription. We would love the subscribe button to be hit. Please and thank you. So let's get into it. Again, the emotion is despairing. We're going to go into the to lime. We're going to talk about lime. But before we talk about lime, do you want to highlight despairing
Yeah, let's
to
talk about
give
despairing
people?
for a second because um man, okay, when you're thinking about this kind of reminds the word despair kind of um kind of reminds me of Anne of Green Gables. So if you know how dramatic Anne can be, right? Like Anne gets really I'm in the depths of despair. And like Marilla's like so cut, she's so cut and dry and she's just like you are not in the depth. Like you do not
Yeah.
you're not using that word, you're not using that because to be despairing, it's to like cut God out. And that's not exactly it. So divorce your thoughts from what Marilla Cuthbert told you. And let's talk about despair for a second, because despair is when you are miserable. I mean, just plain in the depths of feeling very deeply pressed emotions, feeling very low, feeling like there's no hope. You're feeling
Isolated. Yeah.
hopelessness, helplessness. It's kind of like this combination of a bunch of emotions into one, and we call it despair, where you just don't feel
Mhm.
like there is any hope of getting out. You're just like,
None.
I don't know what's wrong. You're apathetic. You're just lethargic. There's a lot going on when you're feeling despair. And
Hmm.
I want you to think about these look deeper. We're going to get into the look deeper questions for a second. And
Hmm.
it's, what do I feel I have lost? What do you feel you've lost?
And that's not just a one sentence answer. Like
No, because
even
this
right now, my mood is elevated. But there are still things that I could say, and it's not a one word sentence. It's not a one sentence answer.
yes, this is deeper. Do I offer myself compassion and forgiveness in difficult emotional situations? Yeah, you think about that one for a few
Yeah,
minutes.
but well, I'm gonna chime in. Forgiveness of self is not easy. We're not born with that ability to do so.
Wow.
Like our belief in ourself has to grow. We have to grow we get to grow as individuals. But I'll tell you, like 8 years ago, Vicky, no way. That was something I struggled with so hard, so hard. I'm not perfect now. However, I'm a lot better at
Guilt
forgiving
is real.
myself.
Feeling
There's-
guilt, feeling the deep
Mhm.
guilt of like, or shame of things that
Yeah.
of your past, like it's very hard to have self-forgiveness. Okay, moving on to the next question. What do I need to process before I can believe in hope again? So, what do I need to process before I can believe in hope again? There's probably some, I'm sure things are popping up in your brain
A
because things are
list,
popping up in my brain right now. Like,
right?
as
Yeah,
I was like,
absolutely.
oh, there's some things, and I'm like, do I want to do that right now? Definitely don't want to do it on air. This is definitely a
No,
later for Sarah to deal with thing. But I just wanted to kind of go over that for a second, and some of the emotion, some of the other oils for under despairing, really quick. I'm just going to list them really fast. Melissa, bergamot, breathe, hope, helichrysum, eucalyptus, lemongrass, peppermint, lime, Siberian for elevation, and motivate. I hope you could tell by my like
yeah, yeah.
tonation of the two oils that we're going to highlight, because we're actually going to highlight lime
Lime.
is the first one, and then elevation, which is my
It's
baby.
so good. Yeah,
So we're going to highlight that one next, even though I know you can't get it. And I wish I have like spare, I have this and one, maybe one other bottle, and I sparingly use it because I know it's no longer available. And I just keep praying to the doTERRA gods that they will bring it out again, and or
you
something,
know
even if it's a
what?
limited edition oil. I could, just like give
I
it.
know. Bring it as an LTO, y'all, or a permanent product.
Anyway,
Okay,
I
I'm
love
on
it.
my computer. You just said that. You know what I have? There's a elevation dupe. Okay, it's a dupe. It's
We'll
not.
give that. That'll be
Yep,
Vicky's.
that's my scoop
She'll
of the
give that
day.
as her scoop. She'll give you the dupe for
Show
that.
notes.
So
Yeah,
we'll put that in the show
I'm
notes for you.
so glad. I'm so glad you said that. But let's go to lime because lime is the oil of the zest of life, right? Did I say that right? Zest of life?
Yeah,
Yes.
zest of life.
Lime is so, so good. And actually, lime and elevation are delicious together. Spearmint and elevation are delicious together. I digress. I'm so excited. Lime friends. Okay. You are feeling resigned from yourself, from adulting, from all the things that life has in front of us. You have the loss to go another day. You feel discouraged. You are numb. You are hopeless. Friends, these are very, very heavy emotions. And there is a hotline, and I think we need to put that in the show notes. There is a hotline that you can call any day, anytime. If you are that low, pick up the phone. I encourage you to just dial that number, and there will be support for you, professional support on the other end.
And if I'm not mistaken, there's a phone number that you can text as well.
I think possibly, yes. So if so, we'll put it down below. Uh, because lime is that oil that you can diffuse or even open the bottle, and it's going to give you more courage to go that next minute, to not feel as lost. It revitalizes your soul, right? Your energy. To me, it is one of those oils that taps me into God. It allows me to feel God's love. Now I know we don't, not everyone's a God-loving, person here, and that's fine. You do you. But for me, the frequency, everything has an energy. My emotions are elevated when I utilize lime. Lime imbues the soul with a zest for life. When individuals have been weighed down by discouragement or grief, lime elevates them above the mere. It instills courage and cheer in the heart and reminds them to be grateful for the gift of life. When grief hits you like a Mack truck, lime and elevation, but we'll get to that later. I love this. I put it in my water, I diffuse it. I usually diffuse it with elevation or another oil. It's not usually just a one and done in my diffuser. But Sarah, I would love your 2 cents on this.
Oh,
Or
lime.
10 or 20, right?
Um, so I have a really very I have a friend, a very good friend who was very had some really heavy emotions going on. And I remember they were talking about something and I was like, "Hey, have you ever tried lime?" And I didn't show them the book. I didn't talk about it very much. I just was like, "Have you ever tried lime?" They smelled it. And at that moment, they were just like repulsed by lime. Okay. Could not handle it. And I was like, surefire way that you are not, there is a lot of emotion here that you are not dealing with. You're not ready to deal with.
Mhm.
Um, the interesting thing was we discussed and I'm certified in multiple modalities. And so I used some of the modalities that I'm certified in, went through it, and it was very, very interesting because when we went through some of the things and did some of the processes that I like to go through with my personal clients, um, at the end, he smelled it again and loved it. Could not get enough of it. And so then I was like, now you're ready. Now you're ready to actually deal with these things that it brings up because you've already dealt with these other things. Um, and lime is so good. Like think about a lime. Think about them, right? Like you can eat the lime rind. You can eat the rind.
Mhm.
You can put it in your drinks. I love going to Mexican restaurants and I love when like I always ask for lemon for my water. Um, and I love it when they bring me lemons and limes because they didn't understand which one I was asking for. So they just bring me for both because I'm like, lemon. And they're like, oh, lime. So sometimes I get both and I love it. But think about lime, it like the zest that comes from the peel of the lime, right? I'm not a drinker, but I know I have friends that are who like to use the lime juice for their margaritas, right? Like to
Oh
do their
yeah,
lime
lime the rim.
and on the rim,
Yes.
yeah, and their salt or whatever, right? So they
hmm
do that for their margaritas. But think about that. It gives it that zest, the lime juice zest. It just kind of like brings out flavor. It brings out things in whenever you use lime in your different recipes, like lime and cilantro together in rice. Yes, right? Like it propels it. It gives it that extra oomph. And that's what lime does for your mood. It kind of elevates that mood. It kind of like brings out what's going on. And I love this one part that it talks about in the book, and it says, lime cleanses the heart, especially when there has been an accumulation of emotional toxins due to avoidance or repression. So I love that lime just kind of brings out that. And you have to be careful
hmm
with using limes. Like if you cut up a bunch of limes, your fingers can hurt after a few minutes. Like after you cut
hmm
up a ton of limes, like because it is so
So
acidic, right?
acidic.
It
hmm
cleanses. Lime is an excellent cleanser. Like it is so good and it cleanses so well that you have to be careful.
Yeah.
That's why bartenders tend to wear the black nitrile gloves, right, to protect their fingers when they're cutting up limes. It's not just for your germ safety, right?
Hygiene. Yeah. It's
It's
for them
actually
as
to
well.
protect the workers as well. So
Yeah.
I want you to just think about it. It is that good at cleansing that it can like almost create a burning feeling, right? So again, this can be a sensitive oil, especially in the sunlight. So like, let's go there for a second. And then, but
Yeah.
I want you to think about how it can cleanse the emotional toxins that have built up. Think about it cleansing your heart. Think about how it can work just to cleanse out your heart and revitalizes the heart space and giving room for light and joy. It clears discouragement and thoughts and feelings related to loss of will to live. Lime shines light on the inner motive hidden at the heart and encourages emotional honesty. I love that because if you
Absolutely.
are not honest with how you're feeling emotionally, you're never going to really process it out. If you're in denial, you're not going to process. You're going to be
No.
stuck. You're going to feel like you can't move forward. You're going to feel that hopelessness, that helplessness. You're going to feel
The
that despair.
despair. Yeah. Left out despair. Yeah, you're going to feel that despair. And that's not what we want for you. And I know deep down that's not what you want for yourself either. No, not at all. I am so grateful for these tools, friends. Again, I feel like our listeners, our avid listeners that utilize these tools probably on a daily basis in some form or fashion have multiple stories that they could share about how this oil took them from this mood to the next. It allowed me to put my shoes on, get dressed out of my pajamas, and go to the grocery store to pick up the food that was not in my fridge, or make that phone call, have those hard conversations. These oils are magnificent tools, magnificent. And lime is the zest of life. You're right. When you were talking, Sarah, I was thinking, okay, well, when's the last time I had a margarita? It's been a minute. But with friends, it brought me down to Old Town, Mexico. Old Town, downtown, Old Town,
San Diego.
Old Town. Thank you, San Diego. And I was with a couple girlfriends. And it was so joyful, but I remember the lime. The waiter gave us a whole little tiny tray of lime and a little extra salt because once you drink the salt around your rim, you want to resalt it if you can. Okay, just saying. But the joy, the smell, like there was smiles, there was joy, and it was the environment, but I know the lime had something to do with it too. You can't
Yeah,
make it up.
it just lifts your heart out of that those feelings. I like when
Hmm.
it also talks about like can assist individuals who have overly developed their intellectual capacities and have neglected to develop themselves emotionally. So if you know people who are very intelligent but like emotionally unavailable, this is another great oil that you may want to recommend. Or just diffuse in your
I was gonna
house
say
or
the or
diffuse in
is my
your
best kind
office
of
or diffuse, however you want. But like I'm just
yeah.
saying, in the car or wherever, put it on your hair,
Oh yeah.
whatever. Like,
Friends, if you have a loving spouse in your life and you notice that their mood's dipped of some way, I'm telling you, you be that walking diffuser. You put a couple drops on your neck near you, give them a hug, give her a hug. Just embrace them so they can I kid you not. I do it all the time. Don't tell my husband. Oh, absolutely. It works all the time. But diffuse it in your diffuser if you can as well.
yeah,
Hmm.
diffuse it. Like, get this oil into whoever needs it. It dispels apathy, resignation. It instills hope, courage, joy, all those things that you want to feel, all of those happiness,
Yeah.
and helps you to with determination to continue facing life's challenges because that's what happens, right? You get bogged down by some of the challenges. You don't want to face them
Hmm.
anymore. You don't want to deal with it. You want to just like disassociate or not be part of it anymore. This will bring you back in. This will bring you back to life. Okay. This is like literally like a lifeline for you. Like
Hmm.
use lime, diffuse it. Um, I say you need to use a carrier oil with this oil just to be on the safe side, like for safety purposes. If you know how
Yeah.
lime is with your sensitive skin, if you have sensitive skin, if you know how lime is and you're like, no, I'm good to go, cool. Like awesome. Remember, I was just talking about the gloves and the bartenders. Like, you might want to just make sure that it's safe for your skin. It's patch test or whatever before you slather it all over your body. Um,
Yes.
Vicky has talked about it before, and I like to put it on the ends of my hair, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
that stays with me for the whole day. I mean, think about like when you're at a campfire and your hair smells like campfire for 2 days if you don't wash it, like, your hair can smell
Yeah.
like oils too. So,
Yeah.
like, have that.
Yes.
Um, but dilute it, apply it over your chest. Take this internally, put it in your water, put it in a couple of capsules, like allow this. If I was having a friend or a loved one that is having some really hard, deeply felt, deeply pressed emotions, I would probably give them a capsule with 2 drops of this and 4 drops of lavender before they go to bed at night. Just saying, that's what I would do. And we could get into a whole study that's been done about
I was,
lavender,
mm-hmm.
or that's
Yeah.
been done in Germany on lavender. And like, I promise you, what I'm telling you, good information for you to do with it as you will.
Did we learn that at, yeah, we did.
Leadership.
Okay.
Hmm.
Uh-huh. We learned it at leadership. It was so good to hear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask us. Hey, are you going to
Privately,
convention? Yeah, privately. If you're going to convention, ask Sarah.
ask
Go
me,
up
come
to,
find me.
yeah, yeah, come find Sarah. Okay. I I just found some more. Like I found a roller blend that's also going to go in the show notes because it has elevation and lime in it. I forgot about it and I love this blend. God is so good. Anyways, okay. I'm super excited, friends. Lime. Please put it to work. Please, please, please do yourself a favor. Put it to work. When I was talking earlier, sharing with you, lime always goes with another oil, like 90% of the time in my diffuser,
Mhm.
and I keep it simple. I do peppermint and I also do wild orange. That's usually the trio that I put with lime. There's other ones, but if you were curious what oils, do you,
Yeah, I'm usually, if I put in lime, it's with tangerine. I love lime and tangerine
mm,
together. Lime and tangerine are some really good favorites of mine. I love lime with I even though Citrus Bliss has some lime in it, I'll put a couple extra drops of lime and wild orange. I also really love lime and lemon and spearmint together. That is a
you've
lovely,
said that.
lovely one to put together. Lime, lemon, and
Oh,
spearmint. So good. Very
yum.
uplifting, very just really energizing, very energizing, very like it's just really good. So yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, I got a bajillion diffuser recipes and I'm
We could,
laughing because like you guys have no idea how many diffuser recipes I have. But I really do love
not even.
lime with lemon and peppermint. Kind of like spray. I don't know. It kind of gives you like a little bit
Mhm.
of a Sprite scent to it. But yeah. Anyway, let's jump into elevation because that's my favorite, guys.
Yes.
That's
Oh my gosh. So it is a favorite in Sarah's household. It is a favorite in mine, but unfortunately, I'm down to like 3 bottles. And I know first world problem here, I know. So I'm just, I am slightly concerned that I'm going to run out. So I use it as sparingly as possible, but it is so good. So we all get to pray, guys, together, no joke, that they bring this back at convention. We have no idea, but that is our deep desire that whatever's coming out of the vault, apparently, right? They did a reel and we're saying something about a product coming out of the vault. Let it be this.
I know. That's my
Let
deepest hope.
let it
But
be
let's
this.
let it be like let it be known that every year when they ask us at convention what's a product you want to see in doTERRA's lineup, I
Mhm.
put elevation in every single time. So if they're going through all of those like tallies, maybe I don't think I'm the only one though, because I've seen it
No,
when they show the board of like what's being said, I've seen it before. And I'm like, yeah, listen to us. Like bring it back. Why would you I don't know why you took it away from us in the first place. Maybe an ingredient was no
a
longer
sourcing
available.
issue. Hmm.
Possibly,
I don't know. I don't know,
but
but we
come
can
on.
all hope. So in this conversation again, we're talking about mood. We're talking about, feeling the feeling of despairing, right? We've talked about Lyme and how that's a wonderful tool and supporter. If you are lucky enough to have elevation, that's why we're highlighting it. Oh my Lanta.
It's my
Elevation is
favorite.
the essential. Yeah. Like, are you bringing your bottle to convention
Probably. I always bring
or
my oils to
making,
convention.
right? You bring all the oils. I was just
Ye-
going to say, if
I
you
bring
could
my
make a
big,
little, you
my big
do.
case.
That was a silly question. I'm just saying, maybe you make a little tiny roller. Just saying. And for the first listener, they get a little tiny roller. I don't know. I'll
Maybe,
ship you one of my bottles. I'll ship
maybe
you a
you can.
roller. Anyways, elevation, the essential oil of joy. It was formulated to overcome feelings of despair and hopelessness. That is in your book. This blend combines powerful mood stabilizing oils with joy-filled oils that invoke happiness. And yes, I am here to tell you that in my household, after my father-in-law had passed away, my husband and I, anchored into elevation very heavily, along with magnolia, along with spearmint. But elevation, like it does what it was meant to do.
Mm.
When you are heavy hearted, when you feel trapped in that cycle of going nowhere, you have the low energy, you have that deeply pressed emotion. Fill in the blank. You know what we're saying. Elevation is there. And as gentle as it is, it can't be ignored. The aroma profile of elevation cannot be unsmelled. Like it's a full body experience. I don't know how to tell you. Sarah's shaking her head like, yeah, this is the real deal, guys. Like just as rose is the highest vibrational essential oil, just as frankincense is the king of oils, when in doubt, you frank it out. Like, please know that elevation is at that caliber.
Yeah. It's so good. It is.
Oh,
This is
before I
this
keep
is
talking, please
this
just.
is literally probably the oil that I will say saved me, like really saved me.
Mhm.
And since I know this for me, I've actually used this. I've actually I don't know how much I can say with it being compliant. So I'm just gonna say this is an experience that I have had with a friend. Okay.
I
I'm
love
just
it.
gonna
Sounds good.
preface that. Hopefully nobody comes at me, but like I know that using elevation and citrus bliss together, okay, in a roller bottle has helped a friend's child that was self-harming.
Mm.
So what they would do with that is they would put equal parts. So I'm just gonna give you my recipe right now. 20 drops of elevation, 20 drops of citrus bliss into a 5 milliliter roller bottle.
Oh, five. Okay.
Five. We're going heavy here,
Heavy.
heavy, okay? Because we're dealing with some heavy stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In a roller. And they were to use that anytime they wanted to harm
Mm-hmm.
and put that in that
Correct.
place of where they would harm. So
Yeah. It was a
use it.
behavior disrupt. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. So 20 drops of elevation, 20 drops of citrus bliss in a 5 milliliter roller bottle, and top it off with fractionated coconut oil.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you, it changes the behavior patterns, changed a lot of things,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
really was very, very, very helpful.
Successful. It was a
Very
wonderful tool,
a
a powerful,
wonderful
great
tool.
tool.
And they used it in conjunction with therapy.
Yeah.
So it's like this amazing tool and anyway, it's fantastic. I don't want to go into too much detail because
No.
I don't want to get in trouble with the powers that be out
Okay, we're
there,
just
but
with our
like
close girlfriends and guy friends here. That's all. This is
yeah, like
a
so
small space known worldwide.
and again, this is done with therapy
Yes.
under supervision, under doctors things. So
Mm.
try it if that's something you have a loved one or someone going through. But I will tell you right now, citrus bliss and elevation were my jam. This was what brought me into oils. Citrus
Ooh,
bliss and
I got the
elevation
chills.
were my jam. That's what brought me in. And it helps and it can assist individuals in letting go of lower vibrations. Negative habits lose their appeal as an individual shifts into higher levels of consciousness. This blend can raise one's energy, feelings of cheerfulness, um, energetic vibrations into higher states, and can inspire courage, brightness, relaxation, humor, playfulness, fun. Do you remember those? Like, are they too far away
Yeah.
for you to even remember what that feels like? Because if it
And
is, I'm talking to you and you
yeah.
need this.
These I love the sentence here that says these oils redirect the brain pathways to transform despair into happiness, joy, and abundance. What did we just say? Like this isn't foo-foo. This isn't your Nordstrom's essential oil here. These are powerful,
You
tested,
said Nordstrom's and my nose
certified.
started itching.
Yeah,
Time I go in that
but like
store or Macy's, my nose itches.
yes. But seriously here, they got this right. They got it real right. And I don't know anybody that has been blessed to have a bottle of elevation and not appreciate what it's done for them.
Yeah.
This is a tool, a very powerful tool, in my opinion. I will die on that hill. So will Sarah. The
Yeah.
ingredients. So listen to the ingredients, and I right. So it keeps. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot that it was because I don't read the label of my elevation. I just don't. But the ingredients: lavender flower, tangerine, lavender, amorous, clary sage, a Hawaiian sandalwood, ylang ylang, hoe wood, osmanthus flower, lemon myrtle, and melissa. We're
Powerful,
not playing.
powerful oils.
They're not playing around. Again, that's what Sarah and I are really hoping that this is the oil, and I'm sure we're not alone. I'm sure we're not alone. If there was like a hotline number for suggestions for doTERRA, if they did a poll of that, you know for a fact, thousands and thousands of people would submit for elevation. So we can hope, we can pray, and we'll be grateful either way, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
But if you have a bottle and you forgot about it, and you have felt any of the ways that we've expressed in this episode, I highly, highly encourage you, friend, to dust it off. Make yourself a roller because it's in a 15 milliliter bottle. So you can use it for topical application and you can use it for aromatic support. Remember, essential oils through your olfactory system to your limbic system is the fastest way to trigger a response. And if you are feeling so low and that just seems like another thing on your to-do list, open the bottle up and put it under your nose and take 4 to 5 deep inhales.
Yeah.
Tell yourself you're loved, even if you don't believe it in the moment. You can tell your brain, you can fake that until your brain realizes it as truth.
And it might not
We
at
love,
first.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But you
Yeah.
gave yourself that moment, that 5 seconds of your time to love on you in that way because you had the courage and the strength to open that bottle and take those deep breaths. That is a win. Friend, elevation is so good. And I don't want to run out. So, but I've leaned into it a lot. My family has leaned into it a lot. It's great. There is a roller blend that is beautiful, and it's actually called Beautiful. It doesn't have beautiful in it though. It has lime, bergamot, elevation, and frankincense. So, my friends, that is going to be part of my scoop in the show notes. I'm going to write it out so I don't forget it. And also, my scoop of the day is to give you that copycat version of elevation, just in case doTERRA didn't get the memo and that's not what's coming out of the vaults. By the way, are you going to convention, y'all?
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Because if you are, did you realize you can call into doTERRA? Sarah, where would they call in?
You're either your account manager or business development team, probably. I heard it was on the convention website, but when I went to look, I didn't see it. But they do have discount Disney tickets. So if you are looking for making this into a little bit of a vacay while you're doing convention, they have
Hmm.
like, and if you've already bought your tickets to convention, you've already bought your plane tickets, they actually have some really cool afternoon tickets. So you
Hmm.
can go to the parks after 4 or after 1 and go after,
Hmm.
I'm maybe on Saturday after Elise Shudavy does her amazing training that I can't wait for. Maybe you want to go for a couple of hours till your plane takes off. I'm just spitballing here. You can do you,
Hmm.
but maybe it might be nice to do an afternoon if you've already got your plane tickets and you can't change your plane tickets and this is the first time you're hearing this.
Hmm.
Maybe do the afternoon tickets because that's a great price too, friends.
Yeah. So we had to do a plug. Once Sarah told me, hey, did you know? No, I didn't know. So thank you for telling me. I'm so glad you shared that here. Friends, Sarah, what is your scoop of the day? We could sit here and talk about Lyman elevation for another 20 minutes.
I
We
know. So
won't.
we're not going to because
And
we need to like cut this down in size and like length.
try.
Um, so I've already given you a lot. I think we've given you a ton of like rollers and diffuser recipes. I feel like throughout it we've sprinkled it in. So honestly, my my last thing that I'm going to leave you with is the look deeper questions under mood in the health challenges section. And I'm going to go through those and I want you just to be able to like rewind and listen to these questions over and over again if you need to. If you don't have the book, I don't know why you don't have the book. Why don't you have the book? But neither here nor there. I'm just going to give you the questions anyway, just in case. But here's the questions. What emotions am I suppressing or struggling to name? Do I feel safe expressing how I really feel? Is there a part of me I've shut down in order to keep going? What have I been carrying alone? Am I grieving something I haven't fully acknowledged? Have I learned to override my emotional signals instead of listening to them? What would it take to regulate and reconnect my emotional life from a place of compassion? Thanks for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed today's episode and are feeling inspired to dive in even deeper into the world of essential oils. Want exclusive offers, content, and recipes? Click on the newsletter link in the show notes today. Looking for even more wellness inspiration? Dive into our previous episodes and stay in the loop by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at the Essential Oil Scoop Podcast. Thanks for being a part of our essential oil family. And remember, hit the subscribe button to be notified every time we upload a brand new episode.